Instead of laying off a quarter of my staff, how about I audit the IT expenses and save the company $24 million a year? This story began 2 weeks ago when I was tasked with reducing IT spending by a specific amount before the end of the year. The company needed to cut $3 million in total spending due to various reasons. I was handed a list of potential cuts, and my first step was to gather the team and present them with 2 lists. The number of phone line accounts compared to the number of employees and the number of inactive fax accounts. For 2 weeks, my team diligently worked, scouring our directory and verifying accounts. They discovered over 12,000 phone accounts, costing $22.95 each, that belonged to terminated users but were still active. We also audited the fax system, identifying over 37,000 inactive accounts. Among these, 9,000 had never logged in, and 12,000 were from terminated users. The rest were accounts that people rarely used but wanted to keep. In total, we were spending around $1 million a month on these unnecessary accounts. I then examined vendor programs, looking for similar instances. This included various software tools and programs that hundreds of employees never used. After that, I collaborated with the server team for 2 days to link these accounts directly to our directory. Now, when a user is marked as terminated for 7 days, their accounts are automatically deactivated at the end of the billing cycle. In the end, I saved the company over $2 million a month. Today, we had an all-corporate supervisor meeting, and I knew the usual formalities would take a while. The CEO opened the meeting, emphasizing the need to trim expenses for year-end financials. After a lengthy discussion, he asked each department to share their savings. When it was my turn, I interrupted the CEO. I explained that, as supervisor of IT, I had actually increased our salary responsibility by 20% to save money. Using the list of suggested layoffs, I had gathered those individuals to audit all cost-incurring systems used by our IT department. I revealed that we had identified over 100,000 accounts associated with various programs and services. Many belonged to terminated employees or were simply unused. I handed out documents showing that these costs had been charged to the IT budget. The CIO asked what this meant, and I explained that we had linked every vendor account and service to the employee's directory account. This created a streamlined system for our users and resulted in immediate savings of $2.3 million a month. The CEO was impressed, realizing that we had been wasting $24 million a year on unused accounts and programs. I reassured everyone that by tying accounts to directory credentials, we would prevent this from happening in the future. I also mentioned that no IT employees were laid off. Instead, we gained 2 new team members to manage vendor accounts. When asked why these accounts had accumulated, I explained that the former CIO had set them up for other departments, but the costs were charged to IT. No one had looked into it because these weren't seen as IT-related issues. In the end, I concluded by saying that now we have an extra $24 million to invest in expanding the company.